1300 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan, the news read by Muhammad Zubair Khan. First, the headlines. Prime Minister says global conversation on Pakistan's flood devastation should focus on the plight of children. Shehbaz Sharif will attend the funeral of late Queen of England Elizabeth II in London today. The 77th session of the United Nations General Assembly begins in New York today. The first T20 of 7-match series between Pakistan and England will be played at National Stadium, Karachi tomorrow. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif says global conversation on Pakistan's flood devastation should focus on the plight of children. In a tweet today, he said disaster has adversely affected millions of children with over 500 dead. He urged the world to have a clarion call for swift action to rebuild the lives and future of flood-affected children. In the United Kingdom, Buckingham Palace has released the orders of service for Queen Elizabeth's state funeral and burial rites. The funeral service will take place in royal tradition at Westminster Church today. Nearly 500 heads of state and foreign dignitaries will take part in the funeral of the Queen. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif will attend the funeral of late Queen of England Elizabeth II at Westminster Abbey in London today. In a tweet, Minister for Information and Broadcasting Maryam Aurangzeb said the Prime Minister will leave for the United States this evening to attend 77th session of the United Nations General Assembly. The 77th session of the United Nations General Assembly begins in New York today. Prime Minister Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif will participate in the high-level debate of UNGA. The Prime Minister will address the UN General Assembly on Friday. He will outline concrete proposals for collectively tackling the existential threat posed by climate change. The Prime Minister will also share Pakistan's position and perspective on regional and global issues of concern, including Jammu and Kashmir, which is one of the long-standing unresolved disputes on the UN agenda. On the sidelines of the UN General Assembly session, the Prime Minister will participate in the Global Food Security Summit and a closed-door leaders gathering on COP27 to discuss climate change. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has expressed his sympathies to the people and government of Japan facing the ravages of Hurricane Nanmadol. In a tweet today, he said this shows that climate change does not follow a linear pattern and can bring disaster to any country. He said the world needs to wake up to the horrors of this monster. Saudi Arabia has confirmed the rollover of $3 billion deposit placed with the State Bank of Pakistan for 1 year. The State Bank of Pakistan on its official Twitter handle said the deposit is part of its forex reserves. It said the rollover of the deposit reflects continuing strong and special relationship between Saudi Arabia and Pakistan. Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi has said that Tehran would be serious about reviving a nuclear deal if the United States guarantees not to withdraw again from it. In an interview ahead of a visit to the United Nations General Assembly in New York, he said we cannot trust the Americans because of the behavior that we have already seen from them. In Nigeria, at least 19 people were killed and 8 others seriously injured in a road accident in Abuja. According to the police, 2 buses collided with a truck along the Jangoji-Gwaglada road and bursted into flames. Death toll has risen to 94 and overall number of injured persons increased to 120 after recent border clashes between Tajikistan and Kyrgyzstan. Both the countries also released death toll during recent clashes along the border. Tajikistan said that 35 of its citizens were killed in the latest border clashes with Kyrgyzstan. Meanwhile, the number of deaths on the Kyrgyz side rose to 59. Meanwhile, Russian President Vladimir Putin called on both countries to resolve their differences peacefully. The final of the National T20 Cricket Cup will be played between Sindh and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa at Multan today. The match will start at 7:30 p.m. The first T20 of 7-match series between Pakistan and England will be played at National Stadium, Karachi tomorrow. The match will start at 7:30 p.m. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News.